Your favorite Zionist prince back for you with another one. Mosab Hasan Yousef chimes in on Islam. I'm Tall the Traveling Cloud. Let's get into it.
Islam is not a religion of peace. Bottom line.
By the way, if you want to subscribe to the channel right now, it'll go a long way to helping me get to my goal of 500,000 subs. Please do right now.
And this is not according to one sect. This is according to the Quran itself. And all the Islamic sects, denominations, follow a major book, and that's Quran. And Quran in itself is not peaceful. The God of the Quran, Allah, is not peaceful. He's a very violent God. He's not tolerant. He hates the Jewish people. He hates the non-Muslims. And he gives the authority to the Muslims to punish the non-Muslims if they don't obey Allah, to function as the sword of Allah on earth. And this by itself is blasphemic, is wrong, is against the way of life, is against the way of evolution, it's against religion, it's against morality, it's against diversity. And those who claim that Islam is a religion of peace, they are liars. They are all paid actors. They are all compromised by their sheikh oil money. And they don't want to piss off Islamic political regimes and Islamic money and Muslim investors. And most importantly, they want to avoid the Muslim rage. So they just keep dragging humanity into the trap that Islam is a religion of peace, while it's not. So as someone who know the Quran very well, so the people cannot be mistaken, say, okay, this is your Islam, or this is your sect, or this is your denomination. I tell them, rest, take a seat, and listen. The Quran itself has a problem. Allah himself has a problem. And if we want to deal with the Islamic violence, then we need to deal with the root cause of this problem, and it resides in the Quran itself.
What about the millions of Muslims across the world who do not engage in jihad and who are peaceful? This question.
Then they are not Muslims. Then they're just nominal Muslims. They have been given the identity of a Muslim because they were born in that environment. And they don't have any other identity. They are just weak individuals. And they don't practice Islam. According to Allah, they are going to hell. But for some reason, they just keep clinging and hanging on this identity. Muslims. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. And they don't earn my respect to identify with something they don't understand, or to identify with a Nazi ideology and pretend to be peaceful. So Islam is not ethnicity. It's not even a religion. It's a totalitarian system. And this system does not see anyone outside of it, does not recognize anyone out of it. It's a mental illness, in other words. And the Muslims, whether they know what Islam is or they don't know what Islam is, as long as they identify with this sick ideology, I consider them psychopaths. I consider them sick people, and they must seek help.
Yeah, there are I think you called them nominal Muslims. I mean, you made a term for the millions of Muslims who are peaceful, and I just want to point out, they're not actors, right? Like there are millions of Muslims in this world who are peaceful. You can call them nominal if you want, but I just think it's worth noting, right? Isn't that an important fact? I think. Do you agree?
No, I disagree.
Oh.
I disagree, because in Islam, and you know that I rejected Islam totally many years ago. The Islamic law, okay, the Islamic law says And this is according to Muhammad in a Sahih Hadith. If someone change his religion, Islam in this case, give him 3 days. If he does not return to Islam, kill him. So this is according to Muhammad now, the founder of Islam, and according to the most trusted Islamic sources. So now there is a death sentence to me against me by this totalitarian system. Now, when someone identify with Islam and come and say, I'm a Muslim, now, how am I to actually feel about him? If there is a death sentence against me and against, by the way, many ex-Muslims, that we are supposed to be beheaded for just rejecting our belief system and its delusion.
Right.
So now for you, you can sit, you and the rest of the world, you can sit and reject my concern because you are not in the fire. There is no death penalty hanging over your head. There is no price over your head. You are sitting in comfort. We are fighting for our lives. Me and thousands of those who rejected the Islamic ideology. And there are perpetrators out there who want us dead. Now, when some Mustafa, because he was born that way, come and create a false sense that Islam is a religion of peace, they are already complicit in this crime. They are already taking the side of the enemy. They are already given cover to those who want to harm me and harm the rest of civilians and the rest of non-Muslims across the world. This is why I stand firmly and say, what makes you a Muslim? Are you a practicing Muslim? Then you are a jihadist. Or at least you justify the jihad. If this is what you do, this means that you are my enemy. It's as simple as that. Now you tell me they are peaceful, not peaceful. How do I know?
It always comes down to this really stupid, like, weak talking point of what about the peaceful Muslims? It's not about the peaceful Muslims. They are completely irrelevant in this conversation. First of all, Islam in general, this group of 1.8 billion, 1.9, almost 2 billion people, are completely fragmented. And so many factions of this group hate each other and are willing to kill each other and do kill each other in the millions every year. For anybody who's been sold on this idea that Muslims are one unique, one unified group of people that love each other and stand for each other, it is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard in my life. They hate each other's guts. They despise each other. And it's not about the peaceful Muslims. Nobody cares about the peaceful Muslims. It's not about having a conversation about the peaceful Muslims. They're not the problem. The problem are the hundreds of millions of Muslims that are willing to undermine Western society while living in the West and reaping and taking benefits from the West, and also the hundreds of millions of Muslims that are willing to kill in the name of Islam. It's not about the peaceful Muslims. We don't care. God bless them. But it's not about them. They're not important to this conversation. It's important to talk about the ones who are willing to murder. And that's, while I don't agree with everything that Mosab Hasan Yousef says, he tends to demonize Islam too much for me. And I understand where he's coming from. He's an Islamophobe. And I don't say that I have come to accept the term. Islamophobe is a genuine fear. You have a genuine fear of Islam. And there's some people who have, he was born and raised in Hamas. He has the most genuine fear of Islam. It's genuine. You can't take that away from him. So I'm not there because I haven't had that negative experience with Islam the way that many people have around the world. And I'm still persecuted by Muslims till today. I'm third generation in the land of Israel. Third generation being fired upon with rockets by Muslims. And I still don't have that hatred for them or that fear. I still can see the coexistence. But it's important to remember we shouldn't demonize people for having that genuine fear because it's a genuine fear. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, clients. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.